Puffy was there, and I would never forget it. And he said, "You're gonna have to trust me."
Usher's mom, Jonnetta Patton, is exposing her son's relationship with Diddy. She had a lot to say about what happened between them when Usher was a teenager, and her story is honestly insane. Is Usher involved in the Diddy lawsuit? Usher has recently seemingly been referenced in Lil Rod's lawsuit against Diddy. The lawsuit talked about a person who had just performed at the Super Bowl and had also successfully done a Las Vegas residency. Both of those things have made everyone turn to Usher because he meets both of those criteria. And not only that, but he also has a lengthy history with Diddy. After the lawsuit came out and seemingly pointed a finger at Usher, his mom, Jonnetta Patton, decided to speak out. Why did Usher live with Diddy? Why did Usher's mom allow him to live with Diddy? Why did Usher's mom send him to live with Diddy? Why Usher's mom sent him to live with Diddy? Apparently, it all started when she sent Usher to live with Diddy when he was barely 14 years old. Now you might be wondering why anyone would send their teenage son to go live with a middle-aged man like Diddy. Well, it turns out that the idea wasn't actually Jonnetta's. At the time, Usher's music career, which was just getting off the ground, was about to come crashing down because as soon as Usher hit puberty, he started losing his voice. This made a lot of people turn their back on him, including a lot of record labels, because even though Usher had promising talent, not having a voice seemed to be an obstacle that no record label was willing to take a risk on. According to the Urban Noir, this was where L.A. Reid stepped in. At the time, L.A. Reid had just founded his label L.A. Face Records, and he decided to go out on a limb for Usher. He signed him to his record label, and apparently he thought it would be a good idea for Usher to meet Diddy so that he could get a little bit edgier. Now at the time, Diddy was running the Puffy flavor camp, and this was what L.A. Reid wanted him to be a part of in the hopes that he could mentor Usher into being a huge superstar that everyone thought he could be before the Voice issue. Now, of course, the only person who could actually sign off on this agreement was Jonetta. According to Jonnetta, sending Usher to the Puffy flavor camp was completely a business decision. Not only that, but at the time, Jonnetta also said that she didn't really know who Diddy was, but at the same time, she added that she had done her homework on the men involved. However, this was back in the 90s, so there weren't as many lawsuits against Diddy flying around. This makes her decision to send her son away to stay with a man that she didn't really know a little better, but it still seems a little crazy. Anyway, Jonnetta gave the go-ahead, and Usher was enrolled in the Puffy flavor camp. And this wasn't just any day camp. Usher was going to have to travel to New York to go live with Diddy. Obviously, this all happened years ago, but now Jonnetta is finally opening up about it. She recently described just how bad it was. Barely a year after Usher had gone to live with Diddy in New York, a controversy started between the two of them. But it was not just any controversy because it actually landed Usher in a hospital, and apparently he was fighting for his life. Usher's mom isn't the only one saying this. According to Culture Spill, Gene Deal, who was once Diddy's bodyguard, has also said that it was because of a situation that Diddy had going on with Usher that Usher landed in the hospital. Jonnetta also saying that she didn't know what was going on at the Puffy flavor camp. But when Usher landed in the hospital and was fighting for his life, she apparently became aware of a lot of things that had happened to her son. At the time, a lot of the rumors were saying that somehow Diddy had given Usher herpes. Back then, this was just a rumor, but since then, several people have accused Diddy of giving them an STD, so it sounds a little bit more believable now. And on top of this, Usher has also had a lot of people accusing him of giving them an STD too. So these rumors just make a lot of sense. And apparently when Jonnetta found out that Usher was in the hospital because of an STD, it led to an explosive fight between her and Diddy. And when I say explosive, I mean that it was a huge fight. At some point, Jonnetta supposedly said that she was going to file a lawsuit against Diddy for what happened to Usher. But for some reason, the lawsuit never happened, and this has led to a lot of speculation. At this point, a lot of people think that Jonnetta should be held accountable for whatever happened to Usher while he was with Diddy. Although obviously Diddy isn't innocent in this at all, Jonnetta was the one who sent her son to live with Diddy. While she has claimed that she didn't know who Diddy was, a lot of people have said that this isn't really a good excuse. She was supposed to look out for her son after all and not send him away with a stranger. Also, she did say that she had done her homework on both Diddy and L.A. Reid. So how did she not find out about Diddy's parties and how wild they could get. Because at the time, a lot of people were talking about the kind of parties Diddy threw, and they were not for the faint of heart, if you know what I mean. And to make all worse, Diddy threw those parties in the same house that Usher had to live in with him at a young age. Even Usher himself described the parties as wild and said that he got exposed to a lot of things. In fact, when he was asked if he would send his child to Puffy flavor camp, his response was an immediate no, which just doesn't make Jonnetta sound like a very responsible mom, because she obviously did send her child there, although she clearly didn't have as much information as Usher now has. But what's also weird is that when Jonnetta found out about all this and had a big fight with Diddy, she was going to file a lawsuit, but for some reason this never happened, which is making a lot of people wonder if Jonnetta was maybe paid to not go to court. Even though she has come out to set the record straight about her son's involvement with Diddy, not everyone is completely on her side. It seems like she definitely made some mistakes when it comes to all this. But what do you guys think? Do you think Jonnetta was irresponsible with how she handled Usher's early teenage years, or was she just completely unaware of what was going on at the Puffy flavor camp? Let me know what you think in the comments below.